Hello students, and welcome to the lecture on services, distribution strategies, challenges, and service models with their application. After this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand the definition of service. Explain the importance of personal selling. Explain the challenges in service delivery. Describe the service models. Understand customers' perception of services. Explain the service quality with the gap model. Explain the application of service marketing. Let's start with the introduction of services. Distribution strategies, challenges, and service models, and their application. A distribution strategy defines how to create and satisfy demand for the particular product. For product-focused companies, establishing the most appropriate distribution strategies is a major key to success, defined as maximizing sales and profits. Unfortunately, many of these companies often fail to establish or maintain the most effective distribution strategies. A distribution strategy also defines how one is going to develop and maintain customer loyalty. But first and foremost, a distribution strategy must be in sync with how customers want to shop and buy. Today's customers shop and buy very differently than ever before. Their access to high-quality information via the internet, combined with their heightened price sensitivity, has created a customer that is more sophisticated, better informed, and oftentimes more adversarial than customers of the past. Let's now discuss service distribution. Whether the organization is a large multi-hospital system with facilities in one or more states, or a small system with numerous facilities in one region, creating a rational service distribution system is a key to success in the new era. An efficient and effective system offers accessible primary care and easy access across the organization. Similarly, it reduces duplication and offers appropriate services in appropriate settings where adequate volumes can be achieved.
Distribution channels are the means by which businesses get products to their consumers. Distribution involves links in a chain of distribution as products are sold between different businesses en route to the final consumer. There are three main types of distribution channel. 1. Direct to the consumer. 2. To the consumer via retailers. 3. To the consumer via wholesalers and retailers. Let me say a little about each of these. Firstly, direct. Niche products with relatively low volume sales are often sold direct. Direct sales could be made online, through mail order, or through shops owned by the manufacturer. Businesses selling direct do not rely on shops or other intermediaries to sell their product. Well-known examples of businesses that sell direct to the consumer are Direct Line, Insurance, and Dell, Computers. Distribution via retailers. Large retailers often purchase goods from manufacturers and sell on to consumers. This method of distribution is sometimes called modern distribution. Products reach consumers via one intermediary. Large retailers have enough buying power to negotiate bulk discount prices with producers. The producer benefits by being able to concentrate primarily on making the product without needing complicated distribution systems to supply thousands or millions of customers. Producers just distribute to a much smaller number of retailers. Distribution via wholesalers and retailers. This type of distribution channel involves at least two intermediaries, wholesalers and retailers. This is sometimes called traditional distribution. Wholesalers are businesses that purchase in considerable bulk from producers and then sell smaller batches to many different retail businesses. For instance, independently owned convenience grocery stores and pet shops usually buy their stock from wholesalers. Using wholesalers is an effective way for manufacturers to get products stocked in small retail businesses without having the transport costs involved in making small deliveries to each of them. What factors will influence which method of distribution is chosen? Decisions are influenced by the cost of distribution, the nature of the market, and the extent to which the producer wishes to control how products are marketed. As already mentioned, an advantage to producers of using wholesalers and larger retailers is that far fewer deliveries need to be made than would be needed if the delivery was straight to the consumer. This reduces the cost of distribution. On the other hand, each intermediary involved in the chain of distribution seeks to make a profit. The purchase price that retailers and wholesalers pay is inevitably less than the price that producers might charge if they were selling direct to the consumer. If customers are prepared to come to a factory shop or some other outlet controlled by the producer, then direct selling might look attractive. A classic example of this is the pick-your-own fruit farm. High-volume mass-market products have to be sold often to a very large number of customers. There's no such thing as a local toothpaste manufacturer, for instance. The market for this sort of goods is national or possibly international. For that reason, it usually makes sense to distribute mass-market products through retailers. On the other hand, if a market has a smaller number of customers, direct distribution becomes more feasible. Producers of industrial goods like aeroplanes or industrial robots may seriously consider direct distribution because they have a small number of customers. Getting these products to the consumer is in some ways far less complex than delivering consumer goods to millions of people. Whenever a producer uses an intermediary to sell its products, it's handing a degree of control over promotion and price to the intermediary. This may be to the advantage of the producer. Being stocked in an established national retail chain can mean that the product is well promoted. On the other hand, the way that an intermediary, like a retailer, markets a product may not suit the producer. For some producers, only direct distribution provides them with the control over marketing that they seek.
Pricing. Pricing refers to the process of setting a price for a product or service. This, more than any other element of the marketing mix, will have the biggest impact on the amount of profit they make. In the determination of price, service marketers deal very much with the same price issues as goods marketers. Subsequently, the differences are present when the intangible characteristic of services specifies that price becomes a quality indicator. The pricing structure. A pricing structure consists of a base or list price and a variety of price modifiers which depend on the type of product they're selling and the type of market in which they operate. The most common price modifiers are quantity discount, an incentive to buy more; settlement discount, an incentive to pay quickly; promotional discount, a discount for a specific period of time; seasonal discount, an incentive to clear seasonally sensitive stock; advertising. Advertising is a means of communication with the users of a product or service. Advertisements are messages paid for by those who send them and are intended to inform or influence people who receive them, as defined by the Advertising Association of the U.S. Personal selling. Personal selling occurs where an individual salesperson sells a product, service, or solution to a client. Salespeople match the benefits of their offering to the specific needs of a client. Today, personal selling involves the development of long-standing client relationships. A 5-stage personal selling process. Stage 1, prospecting. Prospecting is all about finding prospects or potential new customers. Stage 2, making first contact. This is the preparation that a salesperson goes through before they meet with the client, for example, via email, telephone, or letter. Stage 3, sales presentation. It is best to be enthusiastic about the product or service. Stage 4, objection handling. Objection handling is the way in which salespeople tackle obstacles put in their way by clients. Stage 5, closing the sale. This is a very important stage. Often salespeople will leave without ever successfully closing a deal. Institution's image. An institution is any structure or mechanism of social order and cooperation governing the behavior of a set of individuals within a given community. It could be human or a specific animal one. Perspectives of the social sciences. While institutions tend to appear to people in society as part of the natural, unchanging landscape of their lives, study of institutions by the social sciences tends to reveal the nature of institutions as social constructions, artifacts of a particular time, culture, and society produced by collective human choice, though not directly by individual intention. Institutionalization. The term institutionalization is widely used in social theory to refer to the process of embedding something, for example, a concept, a social role, a particular value, or mode of behavior, within an organization, social system, or a society as a whole. Customer orientation. Having good customer service orientation is the ability to keep customers happy by doing some of the following things effectively. Being responsive to the customer, treating them with respect, keeping customers informed, and responding to their requests promptly and efficiently, being able to deal with requests in an appropriate manner, strategies to cope with fluctuating demand. Great service organizations are great improvisers. Teaching service employees improvisation techniques can strengthen their ability to serve customers, enliven the customer experience, and delight the customers. The nature of services demand. To understand customer demand, service organizations must determine whether the peaks and valleys of customer demand follow a predictable cycle or are a result of random fluctuations. Chasing demand with service capacity. Excessive demand can result from insufficient capacity, and insufficient demand can result from excess capacity. Most service organizations are capacity constrained, which means that the number of customers that a service can accommodate and the quality of the service provider are limited by the organization's productive capacity. Maximum versus optimum capacity. Whether through random events or through the organization's actions, occasions when demand exceeds maximum capacity occur regularly. Summary and conclusion. To ensure service excellence in the face of fluctuating demand, service organizations should seek to operate at optimum capacity. Did you know the term marketing mix was coined in an article written by Neil Borden called The Concept of the Marketing Mix? Now we will study the challenges to service delivery. Services are intangible products involving deeds, performances, or efforts that cannot be physically possessed. They are the result of applying human or mechanical efforts to people or objects. Services are a growing part of the U.S. economy. They have 6 fundamental challenges: intangibility, inseparability of production and consumption, perishability, heterogeneity, client-based relationships, and customer contact. Intangibility means that a service cannot be seen, touched, tasted, or smelled. Inseparability of production and consumption. Inseparability of production and consumption means the production of a service cannot be separated from its consumption by consumers. Production and consumption are simultaneous. Although the manufacturer of a tangible good may never see an actual customer, customers often must be present during the production of a service and cannot take the service home. Because of inseparability, customers not only want a specific type of service, but expect it to be provided in a specific way by a specific individual. Heterogeneity. Heterogeneity means variation in quality. Quality of manufactured goods is easier to control with standardized procedures, and mistakes are easier to correct than in the service industry. Maintaining a consistent quality of service delivery can be very difficult for service providers. Perishability. Perishability means that the unused service capacity from one time period cannot be stored for future use. Service providers and marketers cannot handle supply-demand problems through production scheduling and inventory techniques. Service providers can plan for demand which fluctuates according to the day of the week, time of day, or season. Intangibility. Intangibility means a service is not physical and therefore cannot be perceived by the senses. A service cannot be seen, touched, tasted, or smelled. A service cannot be physically possessed. Let's now talk about the service models. The model establishes three broad organizational aspects that must be aligned in order to achieve world-class service. Credibility. Promises are kept. Services are delivered at times that suit customers, and superb service recovery systems are in place. People and capability. People are recruited and developed against competencies that give high priority to customer-focused attitudes. For example, consideration, tolerance, and empathy. Continuity. Retention, reward, and recognition strategies focus on world-class service delivery. Processes and consistency. Processes are designed from a customer's viewpoint and are consistently delivered. Instructions. Define what one and/or one's company means by customer service. Write down all aspects of the customer experience that is important to work on and develop. Develop a strategy for welcoming the customer to one's business. Service quality with the gap model. Some important terms are service quality, a term which describes a comparison of a customer's expectations as it relates to a company's performance. Service quality model highlights the main requirements for delivering high service quality. It identifies 5 gaps that cause unsuccessful delivery. The gap model. The service quality model, also known as the gap model, was developed in 1985. It highlights the main requirements for delivering a high level of service quality by identifying 5 gaps that can lead to unsuccessful delivery of service. Market research. Before introducing a new product or service into the market, a company must conduct market research to understand whether there would be any demand for the product and what features should be incorporated. Gronro's model of service quality. In the Nordic model of service quality, popularized by Christian Gronros, total perceived service quality is the outcome of an evaluation process where the customer compares context-specific expectations of quality with the experienced quality. The expectations of quality are context-specific to the firm under consideration and are not based on the total class of service providers, as is the case in the Anglo-Saxon model. Internal marketing. Internal marketing is the process of motivating and empowering the employees of a company to work as a team for the overall well-being of the customers and thereby the company itself. This is actually the core to success of a company. Interactive marketing. Interactive marketing relies on customers expressing their preferences so that marketers can produce more relevant marketing messages. Unlike the outbound marketing of the past, interactive marketing creates a two-way dialogue between a business and its customers. Forms of interactive marketing. Search engine marketing. This involves everything from optimizing a site so that it shows up higher in search results to placing targeted ads on the sides of result pages. Email marketing. Delivering ads, deals, and notifications through email is an effective and economical way to communicate with customers. Service marketing is the sale and marketing of intangible products instead of physical goods. Any service performed for someone falls under the umbrella of service marketing. Service marketing is the basic building block of a service economy. Services include a variety of different products that are not held on store shelves. Waiters, hairdressers, plumbers, electricians, and teachers are all examples of service employees. Hospitals. Very little has been written specifically about service development in the hospital economy. The results of some studies, which have all been concentrated explicitly on the hospital industry. Educational institutions. Marketing is the art of creating a demand and the process of pursuing customers, existing as well as potential. Competition is everywhere. The educational service sector is not an exception. Tourism industry. With global international tourist arrivals reaching 1 billion each year and growth only expected to increase, opportunities in the tourism industry are endless. Yet many destinations and tourism businesses fail to achieve success. Marketing is a major part of the problem, but it is also an integral part of the solution. Today's traveler can virtually tour destinations at the touch of a finger, communicate with distant islands on their way to the office, and plan customized adventures through simple online platforms. By failing to connect and captivate this virtual audience, many tourism enterprises are fighting an uphill battle. Therefore, stop marketing. Start marketing with a purpose. Without the correct combination of tourism marketing strategies, tools, and technology, the travel business will not be able to find potential clients, and more importantly, those potential clients will not be able to find them. A successful tourism business requires a brand that speaks to its target markets, content that successfully generates potential clients, and a level of service that listens to customers' demands, all within an ever-diminishing budget constraints. Inbound marketing. In contrast to outbound marketing, such as paid online advertisements or direct mailings, is based on the concept of making the business easy to find and drawing customers to the website through inspiring content. IT services. The IT services segment is the largest contributor to the IT and ITES industry, accounting for about 60% of industry revenues. Customer application development and maintenance contribute to over 50% of revenues in this space. This is primarily because the activity is viewed as outsourceable. The industry garners a large chunk of its revenues from outsourcing and software support activities. Enterprise suctioning. Remote infrastructure management, or RIM, and testing services are expected to fuel growth in this segment. In order to grow, companies are increasingly looking at positioning themselves as end-to-end solution providers. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Personal selling occurs where an individual salesperson sells a product, service, or solution to a client. Salespeople match the benefits of their offering to the specific needs of a client. The term institutionalization is widely used in social theory to refer to the process of embedding something. For example, a concept, a social role, a particular value or mode of behavior within an organization, social system, or society as a whole. Excessive demand can result from insufficient capacity, and insufficient demand can result from excess capacity. A good customer service model focuses on increasing satisfaction while decreasing or minimizing customer conflict. Gromos indicated that technical and functional quality are interrelated, but argued that functional quality was more important to the quality of the service. Internal marketing is the process of motivating and empowering the employees of a company to work as a team for the overall well-being of the customers and thereby the company. Service marketing is the basic building block of a service economy.